Alright folks, welcome back to Campaign 17, and I decided to pull the trigger here and hop on over to see what's going on with the Union, and I was fixing some things, and I realized that yet again, they dropped all of their subsidies to zero. It's probably because they went... I have no idea what it is, because I've even edited the personality that when they drop to some sort of crisis, they still continue to take maximum subsidies, and they weren't doing it. And so they're very far behind in several projects. Like, the reason why the CSA appears close is because the Union has only taken... Where did it get? It was... Okay. Recruitment offices 3 times. And when I actually got on the Union, the national morale and support was lower. Although it's lower... It's reported lower for both sides here than it was when I just fought that battle as a CSA in the previous episode. I think that was 52. I think this is 53. And so if you don't remember, that was the big old battle down here. You can see that these forces have been routed. And I'm gonna do... It's not my greatest Grant impression, but the basic idea is sound. Which is, we gotta get all these forces. The Army of Occupation, who is this? Come on, Grant. Okay. Alright, so it's all them. Army of the Potomac. Alright, that's all them. Fine. We don't need to worry so much about doing this, but I think we should have the troops to fight here and try to do something. Like, I don't know. It doesn't look like... Maybe we would win? I just cannot tell. But you don't really want to leave it up to the what might be RNG or just the vagaries of Grand Tactician. So we're going to go and try and concentrate in some places. Can I put these guys on a boat and get them out of here? Because they have zilch in the way of readiness. So we don't need this group down here. What are you doing? Yeah, you can do that, but Pope is reportedly broken. Also, where is that numbskull? I should have done this a year ago. The Army of Indiana? Kearney, Kelly, and Gibbon. Should I even ask where they are? Oh. I don't have to. So then where's Kearney? John Pope's up there. That doesn't explain that. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I mean, we'll take a flag. Sure. Sure. Is there any way to bob and weave through here? I think? No. No, none of that's worth it. What if we bring you here? No. Sea movement. No railroads. No rivers. Just sea movement. And hopefully you don't crash into too much that you shouldn't crash into. Again, I would not go that way. I would go via the river. It doesn't look like you actually have the pathfinding to get that right, but I think down in South Carolina, you're going to spend the entire summer, the entire campaign. Man, a lot of... I didn't realize all of April. I thought it was like middle of April. So we're down a month. So maybe it is a good thing here that we hopped on over when we did. There are not recruits, by the way. There just are not recruits enough to do another corps. Like, there's barely enough in the volunteer category to probably replace some of the losses. We do have forces here, so let me check this out. This is the 4th Corps. This is a small... Alright, this is a small corps that should not be doing this. First Corps, I'm not too sure where they're going. What is this over here? Army of Southwest Missouri has 40,000 troops. So I know what the CSA has more than that. Maybe it's worth it to tie down the troops they really don't have, like Army of the Southwest. Yeah, maybe we'll move forward a bit here, but we're not really looking to engage. I mean, if we catch one of the corps unsupported, sure, we'll do that, but Army of the Missouri, my goodness, man. What are you all a part of here? Bryce's, oh, that's the Army of Indiana. All right. Okay, go there. Mississippi Squadron, we could probably use you down here. What do we have? Army of Kentucky, it looks like it's a one-corps show. Yep. McClellan serving under Thomas. Yes, just as we drew it up. Yeah, we got to get in this a little bit more offensively minded here. But we don't have the troops to do it. We probably would just benefit from consolidation. Army of Washington has done it. Army of Southwest Missouri. They're actually okay. The Army of the Ohio is not bad either. Alright, this is a little silly here. So, I think we can combine these two. Okay, Army of the Tennessee. And Army of Kentucky. Let me just count my stars here. Alright, so we'll move you over there. Army of the Mississippi. Also seems unnecessary. Army of Western Tennessee. Again, also feels unnecessary. Army of New England, Army of Pennsylvania, Army of the Potomac, Army... Okay, those need to be combined. Army of New England. Yeah, that's a fine name. So... Alright, we have... corps there. Alright, so we're going to put a second corps there. Army of Maine, obviously, would be part of the Army of New England. Army of the Potomac, not really, but it's what we're going to do. Again, Army of Pennsylvania doesn't really work, but not a problem. Alright, that is a lot of corps. A lot of corps in one army, but they're under strength. So, that is that. Is the Army of Maine really in Maine? Okay, so the first corps, whatever that is. Yeah, I mean, that didn't actually happen in our playthrough, but it is just kind of weird how you get those messages, and it's like, well, yeah, no. The actual Civil War, but that's not this. Alright, Army of New England. I don't know where we're gonna meet. Cumberland, I guess. Pope. Alright, he's coming back from his excursion. Curtis, I don't remember. Maybe. Schofield. That's fine. And Shank. Yeah, sure. At least we have a better idea now of who is where. And yeah, it'll be some big pushes here. Grant doesn't want to be defensive here. So let's see what we have with Grant leading this this show here. So we're gonna have 170,000. Jeez, 130, 150,000. We're actually out artilleried. It's a word now. CSA will get there first. Let's take a look at the battlefield. This is kind of what we thought it would be, or at least kind of what I thought it would be. I don't know. I kind of thought we would have an additional 30 or 40,000 from that other army that I thought was there. But all right, we'll get a more accurate count here in the intro. 178. We'll call it 180,000 optimistically. Probably against what? 155, 160,000. That's rough to have to 156,000 to have to attack into that. We'll see. We'll see what they give us in terms of battlefield. It may well be Fredericksburg. That seems to be the one that usually triggers around this area. And we'll see whether we have to attack or defend, how many victory points, all that good stuff. So tell me what you think my odds are. Yeah. New Cold Harbor, Gainesville. This is actually almost exactly like that battle I played as the CSA. And I was waiting for reinforcements to come, and the Union beat my reinforcements getting to me. So that was very rough. But I'm intrigued to take this battle, I guess, is the only way to put it. I think it's going to be rough, though. It's such a clock that they're going to have me on. 8 and 13 and 18. That's 31 victory points we don't have. And you kind of got to take them somewhat quickly to make that work. But I think I'm going to deploy forward, and I'll bring you back, and you'll find out one way or another whether we take this fight. So this is interesting. Apparently my whole force is here, and I ordered them basically to end up in this field here, and we would flex against wherever. Apparently only 50,000 of them were here. We just got notified that some more of them came over here, and one of the two, there's very little cav. We need more cav and more artillery when I actually get troops back. They've decided to reinforce here right around Mechanicsville, which isn't terrible if you're outnumbered 3-1. It actually makes sense to do that, and then you have folks who come back here. I'm cool with that, but if they're mostly here, and I still have to confirm that as we ride around, then we're going to look to take, actually, if we take these back points here, which is not at all what I had planned to do, but if those are mostly free, those three are a majority. That's 10-5, that's 18, and I think that this was slightly less. This is 13. We would hold that, and then I think we could put several corps pretty much on the back side of this. I thought for sure they would be on this side, kind of holding, like the worst case scenario would be Walnut Grove. And, well, whatever. It didn't happen that way. I don't know if it's worth keeping you in here for. I don't really want to take anybody's time if there's nothing going on, but this early phase kind of decides a lot in terms of what we get to defend. Yeah, 1 corps was up here. 3 corps were up here. So I believe my entire force is here. I'm trying to get Hooker, who's the overall commander. And you can see the plan is to now concentrate up here just north of Walnut Grove. That's where 3 of the corps are going, and the reason is I expected this to be heavily defended, and out here the terrain is a bit, well, I think it's a little bit more even, right? It's actually really nice in a lot of ways, right? There's undulations, there's forest, there's open field, there's some bodies of water, and like it's like really interesting. I like this map. It's not the same as the Fredericksburg map, and I like the Fredericksburg map as well. But we know... All right, so I halted Grant. Now I got to reorder Grant to get over here. Hopefully they take the right line. Hopefully these guys are not marching. Yeah, they're not going to march too close over here. All right, that's important. And I mean, do we do just a drive-by here? We don't have to take anything and alert them to our presence. That's not necessary, but I'm wondering if it's just time to start moving. All right, we're going to act as if that's the case. So that's the 3rd Division, and it's all from the corps that is... is it King? Yeah, it is King's Corps. So all those folks in King's Corps, MacArthur, I think he actually had... I think we're going to run up and try to take Gaines Mill. But we'll order them over. Wadsworth. That's a lot of victory points in a small area. DeRussi. All right, so he's already over there. That's fine. And I think there is one I missed. Higgins, maybe? I don't know. Put Higgins there. Oh, did I leave Higgins behind? I sure did. Excellent. All right, so we'll see how that goes. Hooker, I think, can now get a final destination. Maybe is a little bit more over here. Sullivan's there. I feel comfortable moving up to 20x only because I'm not engaged with the AI. Allegedly, purportedly, right? There's some sort of issue there where it's not as good. In this marching phase, I'm not really that worried about it. Maybe I put you on pause until we've moved a little more. It's just a little slow right now. All right, so the situation is we captured these actually on the march, so we didn't have to redeploy anybody to deal with that. Also, Pickett arrived, and he also arrived down here. So I assume that they are crossing... yeah, they could be crossing here at Lee's Bridge. They could be crossing up here. We already see that they are here. Let's see, Sully's over there, so maybe we'll send Sully over here. We are here. We gotta stop you because you are just getting a little too far out there. Yeah, a little bit discombobulated. I didn't want to do the thing where I was trying to game the AI and not capture anything until we're all in place. I feel like we would just normally move to those points and try to capture them. It would seem like it. So Cooper arrives, and I'm sure Cooper's also not ours. And he also arrived down here. So they're all coming from this southwest corner. Yeah, and they're going to be flooding through here. We kind of knew that. That is a very dangerous path. I don't think we actually want to take that path. Let's see here. Buford. Buford's Cav. You know what? You're about to end up in the middle of things. We don't want, as Cav, we don't want to end up in the middle of things. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna take this point. So this is all part of. Who the heck was it? I just called him out. Whatever his name was, wasn't a bad thing. But my goodness, the dude who's over here, King, Rufus King's Corps. So I think I've ordered all those divisions forward to Gaines. From Gaines Mill and all the points that are down here. So they're going to line up here. The other corps were pretty much ordered to line up around Walnut Grove, which I think is still the right call. Yeah, actually, let's make that a run. Buford may end up getting wasted here, but what are you going to do? And you can see too many of our forces are still too far back, trying to make it down this road. So we got to be prepared to give ground. Is the moral of that story, if you didn't understand. I think even with Zook, can we can't even do a retreat order. All right. So Sully does not need skirmishers. I can't remember about Buford. Okay, you should not have cold steel on anyways. But he does. Eventually the plan is, of course, to turn this over to the AI, but my AI kind of has to get there first. So we'll see if we can go down and skirmish. I don't know that's going to make any difference, but I will try. At least that's what's going on over there. All right, so it's not the first battery that's engaged over there. Sully's going to move there. Sullivan probably doesn't want to move. Probably should just move right there. That's weird. Sully and Sullivan's cavalry, yes. Yeah, cold steel is just terrible. All right, so Buford's deploying. There we go. And can we... Well, let's try that at least. And see what that gets us. It's probably not better to deploy up here because then you're a little cut off, but if you can control the mill, that's not too bad. Maybe staying up here on the left and shooting over, but I'm trying to concentrate forces as much as I can. All right, so Sullivan needs to recall his scouts because they're about to get walloped. Yeah, Sully needs to get over there. For that, Buford should fall back. The battle has been joined. AI is looking good so far. At least in terms of getting this line going. I hope we've mostly been able to march on roads so we're not too exhausted. We seem a bit slow over here. But the boys have come in a long way. And there's still a lot that need to get there, so we will see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost contesting Walnut Grove. We're not quite there. I don't think we're going to get there, and we don't have to. Alright, Zook, there's no reason to lose you. So, actually, why don't... You don't have to charge anybody. But we can at least try to maybe grab the flank there. Sullivan. Looks like he was surprised by something over here. Alright. CSA Cav, not surprised. We just have no capability of falling back with Cav. I don't know what is going on here. It's been like this for several battles. That should normally be a fallback order. I don't know what's going on. Alright, Longnecker's going to come up and just threaten that point. Okay, that is that. We could actually use that artillery much closer. Actually. Probably use it right there. And I do want to start detaching this artillery so that we can do some other movements. Alright, Buford, I think you're just gonna die, man. I don't know what to tell you. These guys are just slow. Howard, yeah, he's part of Grant. Right now, Grant's order is to be up there. We don't need that. But you know what? We could probably make that work. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a big map. Lots of folks on the battlefield here, so we'll see what happens. See, they've ended up near the Walmart Grove. Close. Oh, sorry, Smith. If I ordered you over there, we need to adjust that order. And what the heck is going on back here? Yeah, DeRusty, that's the right place. Wadsworth, that's kind of the right place. Okay, MacArthur, that is not the right place. So we want you probably up here so that we kind of stay connected like this. And Higgins, that looks all right to me. All right, we broke Gracie's calf, to my surprise. We're waiting for Sully to come up here. All right, at this point, I think the general order from Hooker can be defensive. We've captured most of the points, certainly a majority. And long term, that's what you need. We also have more troops. I'm not sure why this is like this. Casualties are pretty even. They took a lot more on objectives. Retreat is what we want. Zook, for your part, it's kind of what we want. My goodness, I forgot about that. All right. Scribner's artillery is out. But you know what? I don't really need it over here. I don't want it up there. Okay, they can see something. That's good. And they're ordered to retreat. It doesn't look likely to happen. We'll try to press the attack a little bit up here. Just if we can get this high ground in the woods, we probably can limit what they can do coming over Lee's Bridge, if any of them, and I think some of them are coming that way. If they're coming over this way, there's really not much we do, but at least we're in the high ground, we're in the woods. We can make life difficult. All right, was that the divisional order trickling down to everybody? I don't know if it was. But I'm gonna give it to as many people as I can find. All right, we gotta order them up further. Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. Well, Buford, you got yourself wiped out. Classic Buford. Classic. Taylor's going in. They've already taken 400 casualties from something. I don't know if Juk is in the woods. Yeah, he's not. My hope was to get him in the woods, get some cover there. But there goes Buford. There's some skirmishers out there to try to slow things down. And allow Grant to get set up. Alright. Who's my cav and who's my infantry here? And why is this so hard to figure out? Alright, let's advance behind skirmishers. Get loose and get shooting. Okay, we're falling back over here. Let's leave some skirmishers out to slow things down. And again, having read the infantry tactics stuff, it's interesting. They had... By 64, they would have had a good appreciation of skirmishers, their value, although they were not frequently covered well in a number of the manuals that they were used both offensively and defensively to pretty good effect. All right, Robinson, why don't you just get back? Okay. So we lost Buford. Martin, for them, is doing just fine. I forget who they sent in to finish off Buford, but I don't know how long he'll be around. Alright, let us not continue the kill cavalry tradition. Let's try to stop. I don't know. Watching things now, I'm thinking MacArthur needs to be over here. The rest of that I'm actually pretty okay with. I think maybe Higgins can come down here on the Union left. Alright, let's go watch some action. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I don't know. We are in, I think it's end of May. These are pretty, mid-May. These days are still fairly long down by Richmond, but let's see if we can get Custer up. Well, their Martin's doing just fine. Probably because the only thing shooting him is skirmishers, because I think they're blocking the main brigade. I doubt Hooker's... I'll try to have Hooker order medium range, but I would not expect it to take. Alright, and now the action seems to be shifting towards the center. Looks like some of our cavalry managed to get themselves broken, yes. Alfred Sully's took not many casualties and decided that was too many. Let's see if we can rush a group over to the woods here. They don't have any skirmishers out, so let's put some out. Let's get Sullivan to Holt. We don't want to go over there. Okay, most of our artillery is not up. Can Cogswell, can he see anything? Says he's firing. All right, works for me. Howell Cobb's brigade here, armed with Mississippi's, is probably gonna annihilate those skirmishers, but hey. All right, Custer looks like he's being told or believing he should move back, so he'll move back. Okay, Robinson should get out of there while he can. Seemed like my troops were moving so much faster earlier. What's the condition? Well rested. Like, the condition's actually pretty okay. Custer, I don't think that's going to go very well. Probably want to get back a bit more. All right, the CSA has a very strong push in the center and on my right. Was that my other... Yeah, my other cab's going to run now. We'll have Weed toss out some skirmishers. Robinson maybe doesn't want to. That's fine. Vinton, I don't know why you're nervous. You haven't done anything yet. Hobson, you don't look like you have any skirmishers out, so let's put some out for you. I don't know. I think some of those other units have already put out skirmishers, so we're not gonna double. Although they haven't taken any casualties, so maybe not. Big old push here on our left, I guess. How goes it? It's still at minor defeat. Yeah, the morale is just really against us. Casualties apparently dead even. Longnecker, you may want to pull back. I don't think we're going to do too much there. And Juk, I don't think you can do much of anything where you are. I don't know if this is because of the overall defensive order I gave, but... there's probably a lot of confusion on our end from the push, and also, at least according to the reports going into this battle, national morale, or the morale of our armies was not good, and that could well have something to do with this. Okay, if they're up there, maybe we start pushing up here. We'll detach that artillery and stick it up here. All right, let's see what happens here. This still feels like it's got the most action, so let's stay with this one. Well, Davies, I think you need to deal with the threat I now see. Which it looks like they're going to send a pretty mean-looking group up here. Can they shoot from there? Okay, if they can shoot from there, just leave them there. Can they shoot from there? If the answer is no after these brigades move, then we'll move that artillery to where it can shoot. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it. Sullivan. Eventually, the idea is to get you down here. Buford. We're going to try to keep you out of combat, but near friendlies where you might be able to give them a little bit of morale support. Cogswell. You turn and try to deal with this. Well, look, if Taylor's cab is going to ride up here and cause us problems, let's at least try to shoot it. Move them up. I don't know why we've grouped up like this, but I can see we have. How we have oh well, we have 40 FPS because we're zoomed out. Now when we see the smoke, we'll go down about 15. Well, if they ran better, they'd probably have a chance to rally. We'll see if we can get Minty out of there before he goes down. Taylor, he's got some more casualties he could take, but he's also hurting. Okay, so you want to defend it from the fence up here. Not from the ravine. I was praying they were routing. No such luck. Second U.S. artillery, I think you can shoot from there, so let's just try to. And any shots you can put into cavalry, horses do not like artillery being shot at them, so. Okay, we'll push Custer down here. That is a lot of cav. Holy moly. Alright, the front seems stabilized. We got some cav probing up here. They're skirmishing with skirmishers, which is that's what the AI does to me, so I'm kind of happy I can do it back to them. We're still holding a majority of the victory points. This area here is just odd. But I'll hold it. It's not great defensive ground because we're holding in the open against people who can shoot at us from the trees. Juk, you are still there? My goodness, man. And you haven't dealt with Martin, that's why. And I guess Gordon has not been able to support you. Well, when you guys can fall back, you probably should. Let's see, are you firing? No, I guess the trees are just barely in the way. So, we'll put you down there. Is this Grant? Okay, that's Grant. Yeah, I think Hooker's in about the right spot. Move them up there. We'll move them over there. Gents, let's make this a little bit easier for you. It seems like we're moving a little slow. I wonder if with most of our forces it's time to switch things over here to the attack. Or if we can't do that, just stay on the defensive. Well, that's an unfortunate casualty story for us, but oh well. Alright, let's get Sullivan down here. I'm worried that they're extending their line further and further down. I think they might be. I also think a bunch of their units are coming up into line. You know what? Let's see what happens here. Oh, we can't change it. And I don't really want to change what Grant's doing over here. It's a decent defensive position, if only some of us realized it. You know what? Let's see what they do with it. If Hooker gives the order, let's see what they come up with. Okay, you can't stand in a blob. Alright, we are at 53 minutes. We are not really that close to being done. I'm thinking of maybe calling a break on this one. Pretty soon here, so... Otherwise, this is going to end up being like a 3-hour video, and... that ain't great. I don't know, do these guys just have to lie prone? I don't understand. Maybe it's because of the settings? Whoa, 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 where are you going? I guess this addresses my question of the corps-wide order and my observations and others' observations that, no, I guess this is an army-wide order. You can see the AI is just doing stupid things, right? Rather than just rolling over into the attack, they're trying to march armies from one side of the battlefield to another. I think it usually goes away. If not, I'm going to try to help it go away. Because it's just stupid, the way that they're trying to reorganize themselves here, so... whatever. Yeah, sure enough, the CSA is extending that line down there. Alright, we'll get Buford out. We'll try to get him in the woods, get him some more cover. Same, I guess, with Sullivan. Well, it was going okay until I tried to do that. So, actually, why don't we just tell everybody to stop? Hooker, why don't you tell everybody to stop? CSA is grouping up here in the center just as we're moving. Ricketts. What is Ricketts? What is Ricketts? Wow. I don't even know what that was. Somehow Zook is still in it. Martin, of course, is still shooting because the devs decided to leave something in the game that allows for infinite ammo. Still such an odd decision. Such an odd decision. And it's really, really, really hard to nerf. I've tried turning it way down, and at least the animations they do make it look like they're still firing faster than folks with regular muskets, so it's terrible. Yeah, you should order a Holt. Yeah, don't listen to the commander here. Me. Yeah, I'm not too surprised by that. None too happy about it either, but... My God, how long does it take you to give up on an order, dude? We are in danger of losing gains down here, which would, I think, still leave us up in terms of objectives. Because the majority, I think, is over here. It's 18 when you get the Beulah Church up there. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. We're on the 1 hour mark. I think there's at least another hour left in this battle. I think. So, yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. It's been real, and it doesn't look good so far. To put it charitably, my God, Hobbs, like, he's an expert commander, right? Like, wow, 4 stars, I know. Elite unit gets charged by CSA cavalry, which is fine. I mean, it's Cav. The CSA have a lot more. It's one of the problems we need to work on when we get back in campaign and we get some troops, but like they're good and they still just getting wrecked here. So we'll have to see if we can find a way out of this in the next episode. But I've enjoyed the heck out of this. I mean, this feels like why you play Grand Tactician. I mean, I know it's a little bit absurd scale, but the absurdity is kind of fun. So I hope you thought so too. I hope you had a good time, and look forward to bringing you in next episode.